This is BBC Two in Wales. A very good morning to you on this spring bank holiday Monday. Today we begin our extensive World Cup rugby coverage with Wales versus Ireland, introduced by David Parry-Jones.
Athletic Park, Wellington, World Cup fever at boiling point as Wales and Ireland open their bids for the William Webb Ellis Trophy. Good morning. The big match of Pool 2 for you to enjoy this morning, with Wales out to reverse their Cardiff defeat of 8 weeks ago and get their World Cup campaign off to a winning start. Your reward for getting up early on this bank holiday Monday, the whole of the game, an unedited version which starts with a reminder of the two teams involved. Richard Moriarty leading Wales as he did in the Southern Hemisphere 12 months ago, and he's one of 5 men who are not in the side beaten last month. Stuart Evans, Kevin Phillips and Gareth Roberts are back in the red pack, and Paul Thorburn is at fullback. The Irish side robbed cruelly of that fine flanker Nigel Carr, who couldn't travel of course, but his replacement McGrath, an experienced old hand, and there's a first cap in the front row for hooker Terence Kingston. Donald Lenihan is Ireland's World Cup captain. Well, last time Wales played at Athletic Park in Wellington, it was 18 years ago, and on that occasion they beat Wellington by 14 points to 6. I wonder, can they repeat that victory today? The referee is Australian Kerry Fitzgerald.
And there's some risk to use the phrase, it's likely to be a game of two halves, but I think you know what I mean. In terms of the influence of the wind, it could be just that. So it's Wales who'll be hoping to contain Ireland and trust that their new look pack settle down and get into the groove. So all the build-up, the training is over, it's now the action. Paul Dean. Adrian Hadley leaves it for Thorburn. And I hasten to say we're a million miles up in the sky looking down on this, as if through a pair of binoculars the wrong way round. That's hoisted by Bradley. Across comes Hadley. And the mark is called and given. Well, it's never going to be an easy kick to touch from any position here. For Hadley, it's midfield. Ball goes high and it's safely away, and that's as good as he could have hoped for. Adrian Hadley, 17th international. Recalled for the game against Ireland when Ian Evans switched across to the right, and that's how they line up today. So Ireland call the first man line, 4-man line. Lenihan and Anderson. At the back is Matthews. Wales have possession. Jones to Jonathan Davies. Hanging in the wind, you can see crossing over, and McNeil too, as Ian Evans chases it out. 31 times cap now as fullback for Ireland, Hugo McNeil. Davies, as ever, likely to be a key figure in the outcome. Deflection moved by Norster. But Ireland 4 through. Possession though from Norster, only to be called back by the referee's whistle. Stuart Evans there, adding great strength to the pack. 17 stone 4, biggest man in the Welsh side. Bradley with the feed, about 10 metres outside Wales 22. That signal of Barry Kingston, the new cap, but referee not happy that all's well with the binding. Comes across to Jeff Whitefoot's side. Switched by Paul Dean. Looks inside to support where Spillane is. Well set up by the pack. Dean again. Chip and chase, up comes Ringland. Hadley down on it. Support comes in from Matthews. Good possession again. Bradley collared though by Collins. On drives Lenihan. Good switch. Dean. Kiernan. And the knock-on given as Wales survived the Ireland pressure. Jonathan Davies not far off the interception. Evans, Phillips, Whitefoot against Orr, Kingston, Fitzgerald. Inside Wales 22. And a free kick has been given. The scrummage unsteady. Thorburn placing the ball for the kick to touch. Takes it away. Up against France in the championship season. Paul Thorburn, Mark White, of course, was the man who took over. Go by Kingston. So it's down to Jones, Davies. There's Ring. Drive on by Kevin Phillips. Just short of the halfway. Davies again. Bounds off the Irish player and is in touch just inside the half. That was rebounding off Paul Dean. For the Ireland side. Trevor Ringland. Of Ballymena, this was 27th international, the 27-year-old. So it's Terry Kingston of Dolphin, the debutant. Good work from Anderson there. Hoisted by Dean. Out there is Ian Evans. Well played. Strong, powerful player who came into international honours at the start of the season against France. Taken on by Roberts. Good work by Richie Collins. This one's already gone. Robert Jones prepared to feed out, but must have gone forward there. It's Ireland's put in. Just about on the Irish 10-metre line. Paul Dean. See how the wind's taken that one and rendered it harmless. Rebounding off Moriarty. Solano was turned. But referee had been playing advantage for the initial knock-on. None came Ireland's way, so they'll have to put into the scrum. Scrappy ball again. Just a few signs of the tension of the occasion. Robert Jones inside to Moriarty. Paul Moriarty did well then. Davies again. Devereux. Ian Evans. In comes McNeil with the tackle. And in touch just beyond the halfway line. So Wales have the throw. Number 4, Richard Moriarty, the Welsh skipper. 5 is Robert Norster. And 8, Paul Moriarty, 1 from the back. And he who takes it. Beautifully away by Jones to Davies. And here goes Devereux again. Good possession, Jonathan Davies. But McNeil covered well, took it well. But doesn't make the clearance. Jones sets off on the counter-attack. Finds support from Norster, but it's knocked on. So Wales showing a willingness to run the ball, but now in defence as Ireland heel on their own 10-metre line. Up from Bradley. Dean. That's a cleverly placed ball using the wind well, and that surely must be the tactic for Ireland with the gale behind them. Paul Dean, who's had his injury troubles this season, but has come through successfully, and now puts Ireland inside the Welsh 22. We're 10 minutes played of this first half and no score here at Athletic Park, Wellington. A good crowd, some 20,000, and already having shown their own favours as Ireland attack again through Kiernan. Ringland had come in, going under the post, but it's all called back for a knock-on. In the meantime, play is stopped for an injury to a Welsh player on the far side. Trevor England there. Man who's been the principal try scorer and indeed has the particular significant record for this match of 4 tries against Wales. And Moriarty requiring attention. That's the younger one, number 8, Paul, who's just 22. He's all right. The scrummage, Wales put in on their 22. Channeled for Jones. Davies with the clearance. Promising too for the Welsh team in this half, looking into the sun. So all the elements against them. And that just scurries into touch off the boot of Michael Bradley. Both teams really going through a settling-in phase. It's a while, of course, since they've had international action, and inevitably the game itself remote from the training paddock, however involved and opposed the training sessions may have been. Still on, and Matthews it is who's player injured, came from involvement here as Collins goes through. Yeah, I think he just caught a boot there as Wales drove over. Philip Matthews, number 6. Moriarty, younger, who's switched to number 8 for this match. You can see the main stand on the far side is pretty well full, and this has been a characteristic of these early games of the World Cup. With good crowds at all the venues. So, just about on Wales' 10-metre line. Jones stands off. Moriarty with the feed. Jones now puts the dummy out to Ian Evans. Inside is Collins. And Ireland are offside. So a penalty to Wales. But, of course, no chance of a kick at goal from this position, though it may be that the goal kickers may try from that sort of distance when kicking in the other direction. Tap ball from Jones through to Stuart Evans. Well, back to Jones again. Moriarty, player to set it up again. Good Welsh support again. Jones, Jonathan Davies looks to switch to the open side. Ringland. Still not in touch, Hadley. Now it's Devereux. Good play. Devereux still. Racing back is Paul Dean. Devereux challenges. That's well away, but good work by John Devereux. Playing in his 11th consecutive international, this 21-year-old from South Glamorgan Institute. So Wales have fought their way up into Ireland's 22 and opting for the two-man line. Norster at the front as Kevin Phillips throws in. Moriarty has it. And now it's Phillips. Trying to find Jones. Whitefoot. But referee's whistle has already gone. And Jeff Whitefoot. Surge by Ireland's pack. Paul Dean. Thorburn waits. He's got plenty of room to set up the counter-attack. Looks for support. That should give Bradley plenty of time. Has the wind behind him, but again the mistake is made. The touch not found. Mark Ring thinks about running it. Angles it cross-field. It could be dangerous here with Crossan setting it up to McNeil. Drive on by Spillane. Crossan again. Plenty of men outside. Brendan Mullen. And that's passed after the tackle. Brendan Mullen. And signs clearly of the problems of finding touch for both teams in these conditions, but not so from Jonathan Davies, who puts it safely away just inside Ireland's half. Through goes Paul Moriarty. Inside is Phillips. Good support from the Welsh pack up to the Ireland 22. And out it fires to Jonathan Davies. Covering is McNeil. And desperate problems with Spillane in support, and that's not in touch. It's Hadley now, over the 22. And just in touch, as McGrath came across with Michael Kiernan there. There's Derek McGrath, number 7, just out of picture now, who's been recalled. His first cap against Scotland 3 years ago. Bradley just in the wars momentarily. And again, good work by Adrian Hadley. Michael Bradley, a product of Presentation Brothers College Cork, like Michael Kiernan, and some words from Jonathan Davies. As Wales begin to make their presence felt, and certainly dominated the last few minutes. Good drives from the line-out, good support play. And by June the 20th, we'll know which name will be the first to be inscribed on that beautiful cup. Bradley looking just a little bit affected. And attention there was too for Jeff Whitefoot. So back to the line-out. Ireland's throw in to Kingston. 15 metres out from Ireland's goal line. Bradley. Good clearance. Somewhere out of the tail. Stuart Evans coming round for the peel, but it's broken down and loose. Thorburn was the link man from Jonathan Davies. Now to Mark Ring. Lovely dummy to Hadley. It's Ring still. Goes for the second dummy. There's plenty of support. Robert Jones. But the pass was forward. Superb build-up by Wales and excellent running again. And it's Bradley once more who's in the wars. Wales building up well, looking confident. And running it at Ireland. Midway through this first half, and it's Wales who are calling the tune at the moment, and Jonathan Davies dictating terms to his team. And no doubt the young fly-half well pleased with the forward momentum and drive that's providing him with good possession. Well, you put a glimpse of the towering stands, and we're right at the very top of that terrace stand, which is somewhere up amongst the clouds, it would seem. Still inside Ireland's 22. There's Fitzgerald on this near side with Jeff Whitefoot. The old warrior Phil Orr, his 56th international. He's opposite Stuart Evans. Referee over to this near side to check what's going on. And he has penalised Wales as the scrummage collapses. Whitefoot not altogether happy about that decision, as you can see. Kiernan makes good ground. Kiernan. His kick puts the line out just inside Wales' half. 22 minutes gone and no scorers yet. Collins at the tail, knocks on, so referee waits for advantage, none comes. And just a little bit of friendly confrontation between Donal Lenihan and Sid Moriarty. Two rival captains, both in the second row. Halfway line. Off goes Spillane. Bradley's chipped through. Thorburn covers. Nasty bounce. And that's just about 4 metres from his own line. So here's Ireland's first real chance to set up a platform for the attack. within striking distance. So command from Dolphin and Munster. Terry Kingston with the throw. From Bradley to Dean. Mullin, good tackle, comes in from Ring in front of the post. Wales have possession. Davies with the clearance. That's well away. And you can hear him exhorting his troops. The line-out forms just in front of quite a large posse of Welsh supporters as Wales run it again. Devereux beats one tackle, gets away from the second. Thorburn in support. Collins, now Hadley. Moriarty, second row for Jones. That's from Devereux, now Jonathan Davies. Thorburn was in the line. Dean quickly in with the tackle. Davies in support. And Wales have contrived an extra man or two into their three-quarter line then with a menacing attack. The mastermind, Jonathan Davies, just checking on his opposite number, Paul Dean, who's requiring attention. The ground's in excellent condition, so aerial dangers of injuries through collision with the surface. Joe Doran comes on as the team physio, and a role he's fulfilled for some 17 years for Ireland. The official match ball, which is in use at all World Cup games. Just short of Wales' 10-metre line. Back from Moriarty to Robert Jones. Collins almost behind Evans to make it difficult, and in touch on the halfway. Bradley's hoisted kick. Useful one, but again the wind just making it that couple of metres too far as Evans deals with it well. Ireland's throw, 5 metres outside Wales 22. That was down by Lenihan. Dean with Phil Orr on the charge. Sets it up for his pack, and there's a good switch of direction. Mullin, Dean, crosses outside. This is McNeil, pops it hopefully inside. It's still loose, 5 metres out, but the ball travels forward. And it's Ireland who now do the pressing. And it only needed a man racing up to get the inside pass for a certain Ireland score, but no one on hand. It's Robert Jones. Breather for Rose Pack. He played at a pretty ferocious pace. And we're about 27 minutes into this first half, and neither side has yet struck the points on the board. Lenihan, that is, who's taking advantage of the break for a quick few words to his pack. There's Phil Matthews, I think, requiring some attention over by the far touchline. He's restored. And the scrummage is about 10 metres from Wales' goal line. Wales with the feed too. Robert Jones. And you can see the Welsh pack is in real trouble now. The great Irish shove that was. Jones, though, gets the breakaway. Collins it was in support. And Jones again. But that looked a significant moment for Ireland and will have given their pack great confidence. They really startled Wales then and pushed them right back. Throw-in not straight enough. So Ireland get the feed. Neal's poised to come beyond the outside centre, but they've gone to the narrow side with Bradley. Good tackle coming in from Paul Moriarty. Paul Moriarty, his test cap. Drive on by Fitzgerald. Bradley, Dean has to go himself, gets support on the inside from Spillane. Picked up though by Gareth Roberts. Jones now, Devereux. That's not in touch though into this wind. Keith Crossan. The pick up though by Mullen. Mullen now to McGrath. McGrath still inside the 22 again. Touch flag is up. So Ireland with quite a comeback here, but still denied scores, and with half an hour gone of this first half, that will encourage Wales, but less so will this injury to Jonathan Davies. The real worries here with the key man in the number 10 jersey. The worst possible injury if he is in real trouble. It looks as though it's still fairly mobile, that shoulder, or maybe just a bad knock. Terraces with, as I said, good support here. And Wales continue to weather the storm inside their 22. That was back from Anderson. Ball gone loose, but already the whistle has gone. Ireland edging forward, they get the advantage of the put-in. It's all important in this sort of position especially. In the last set piece we saw what Ireland did to the Welsh scrummage. So about 18 metres out from the Welsh line. Still no score, about 8 minutes of this half to go. But it's a penalty to Wales as the scrummage caves in. Ireland penalised for dropping it. Jonathan Davies. Just making it certain. That's all one can hope to do. And Philip Matthews is the player talking to the doctor, Mick Malloy. He's just gone off the side there for attention. Robert Northster there with Mick Moriarty, and Matthews is back on the field. We saw earlier that injury got to somewhere around the pelvic area. Robert Jones in some bother, but Bradley's offside. So it's still stalemate, but in a sense that really is advantageous to Wales, since it is they who've had to play into this gale force wind for these first 35 minutes. Thorburn puts it out just short of the halfway. The front is Lenihan. Went in front of Dean, but nevertheless works well for Mullen. Still there from Bradley again. From Kiernan out to Ringland. Ringland against Thorburn. Irish packer there in good strength. Picked up by McGrath. Lenihan trying to dig it out with him. There for Bradley. Bradley looking for a gap here. That worked well. Mullen is under, but he's called back. Clean through and under the post would he have been had not the pass been adjudged, I think, marginally forward. In the meantime, Paul Thorburn is injured. Well, it'd be nice to see that again, because it looks as though Bradley played it well. Here we see it. Ringland is coming into Paul Thorburn. Thorburn clinging to his man, but you can see how Ringland still managed to get the ball away. And that's where the Thorburn injury occurred. So worrying moments here for Wales fullback. In the meantime, on the far side, it's Philip Matthews who's actually left the field for attention. So while Thorburn looks set to resume, Philip Matthews is escorted by Dr. McMulloy to the dressing room. So Thorburn's fit to continue, but Matthews off the field to add to Ireland's problems of recent times, notably, of course, the absence of Nigel Carr. As Jim Glennon looks set to come on, Jim Glennon, second row forward, is called on for his sixth international, the 6'4", 16.5 stone second row forward, which will, I'm sure, put Willie Anderson back to a position he's played in before, and that's at number 8. So added weight to the pack, but maybe just a touch less mobility. And restructuring of the side at this stage is nothing one would want. Away by Jonathan Davies. So Willie Anderson, who played number 8, there's Lenihan waiting, and Lenihan getting it away. Dean through to Kiernan now. McGrath in support. Untidy play, but whistle finally goes. Gareth Roberts claims possession. Wales have the put-in. And that's how it stands with just about 3 minutes of this half to go, which really represents good news for Wales, not having conceded the score. Taylor there, the 4th most capped player in the history of world rugby. Just making his presence felt on that far side of the scrummage. Jones through to Davies. Cross comes McNeil. well judged. And that eases the pressure on Wales, who spent the last quarter of an hour mostly in their own half. And Jonathan Davies looking very composed, quite unconcerned. Jonathan Davies, ring, collared by Spillane. But on goes Roberts. Support from Collins. Jones chips through for Hadley to chase. So building right up to within 5 metres of Ireland's goal line. And you can perhaps hear the Welsh supporters with their chant of Wales, the familiar ring of Cardiff Arms Park, but this is the other side of the world now. But plenty of Welsh voices to the fore. Many on the supporters' tours, and of course local residents with Welsh interest at heart. Lenihan on the drive. Bradley. Dean's clearance is safe. That's our player who's had 5 internationals as a centre. There's Willie Anderson with the headband and Moriarty, front jumper. It was Norster in the middle, though, that got that one. Jonathan Davies looks for the drop goal. It's charged down by McGrath. McGrath hacks on. Cross and misses. McGrath on the follow-up. Gets it away from the Iron Evans, who's looking to be injured. Set back again by the Irish pack. Chipped through by Bradley. Cross and chases. Jones covers. Iron Evans, in the meantime, is still injured on the halfway line. And courteously as ever, Hugo McNeill calls for attention. Well, that's where he got the knocks as the Irish support came in, and I think he may have felt the knee or boot, maybe of accidentally, I add, of Derek McGrath. And here's a player of great potential, Ian Evans, 23-year-old, product of Queen Elizabeth Grammar School, Carmarthen, whence came such as Gerald Davies, of course. That's a man who's had problems with dislocated shoulder injuries, but it looks as though he's all right now. As Ireland wait for the line-out, just those couple of metres inside Wales 22. 4-man line called. Lenihan, Anderson in the middle, marked by Moriarty and Norster. Paul Moriarty at the front against Glennon. But at the back it's Collins. Rather untidy ball that's got Wales in trouble. And surely offside by Stuart Evans. Penalty is given. And that's after, what, 42 minutes almost played of this first half, will be the first kick at goal for either side in this match. And the early sight of Stuart Evans was the man caught and playing the ball in an offside position. Apart from the one speculative drop goal attempt by Jonathan Davies, quite remarkably, this is the first penalty goal attempt by either side. And it comes virtually, I'd say, on the stroke of half-time. And Ireland really is the side in desperate need of points, knowing they've got to face the wind for the next 40 minutes. So it's Michael Kiernan, 143 points in international rugby. Scored a penalty, 2 conversions against Wales in the last encounter. 3-0 to Ireland. 2.5 minutes of injury time gone. And at last the stalemate is broken. To the delight of many Irish supporters down there. 3 points, but I think at this stage Wales will not worry unduly about that margin. Confidently expecting better things when they change ends, and they've certainly contained Ireland well. Offside, and in fact, one or two players. Words by Jeff Whitefoot, I think. There's a bit of back chat to the referee, adds 10 metres. It's quickly taken by Bradley. The drive on by McGrath. Bradley again. Kiernan looks for a gap. It closes on him. Back from Anderson. Fitzgerald setting it up this time. Bradley once more. Dean. Dean through. Good break, but a hand in the way. Surely a deliberate knock-on, adjudged accidentally, though, is decided by the referee, Fitzgerald. And a knock-on that certainly saved Wales a dangerous situation. 4 minutes of injury time now played. And that is, I think, well, the man injured is Brian Spillane. But you can see how close Ireland were here. There's a lovely run by Dean, and then the diving attempted interception by John Devereux was what saved the day. I think he may have been just a shade fortunate not to have been penalised. Scrummage it is. Wales 10-metre line. Bradley, Dean. This time hoists it. The real Irish Gallio in on Thorburn. Calls and gets the mark. Good call, good catch. Former fly half. Turned very successful fullback, puts the ball out. And out of immediate danger for Wales. 5 minutes into injury time. 3-0 Ireland lead. The call you may have caught was, I think, Sunday's well for Terry Kingston. It's well down by Lenihan. Dean. Kiernan. Long feed through to Crossan. McNeil looming outside. The tackle is high by Devereux. And that means it's well within range for Michael Kiernan. So this time Devereux penalised as he went high on Keith Crossan, who had McNeil looming outside. Well, we can see now, there was Crossan, you can see McNeil, and there was Devereux around the head. John Devereux started out his rugby at Thomas Audrey. Now Michael Kiernan with 6.5 minutes of injury time gone, bidding to make it a 6-0 lead at the break. 12 struck. No problems with the distance. That strong wind, of course, straight behind Ireland. And 7 minutes now of injury time played, and it's Ireland 6, Wales 0. We start by Thorburn. Spillane took it well, held by Collins. And Mullen set to come, but referee spotted an infringement. Wales put in. Ball must have gone forward from Spillane in the tackle. Spillane now, of course, on the flank. Anderson at number 8. With Matthews off the field, replaced by Glennon. Kick through by Bradley. Ring in some trouble. Bradley still. Back goes Hadley now into the 22. And still injury time is being played. And Ireland have a further chance from this position, about 18 metres out. With 2 balls in play, hence the hold-up. So, the 23-year-old, Terry Kingston, Richard Moriarty, 2 in the line, Norster in the middle. But it's Paul, the younger Moriarty, who rescued and won that one well. And Wales will be bleeding for the half-time whistle. They have to wait no longer as the interval is blown for by referee Kerry Fitzgerald. And that's how it stands, with Ireland not really fully taking advantage of the elements in this half, and will be slightly worried, I'm sure, that it's only 6-0 at half-time.
And indeed, Nigel Starmer-Smith having emphasised throughout the strength of the wind, and I suggest 6-0, not too forbidding a deficit for a Welsh team who seem to be getting slowly on top. Certainly up front, they're scrummaging comfortably, and they look very ball-hungry on the ground. But doubtless at half-time, I reckon that Dick Moriarty and probably Jonathan Davies will have asked for a little more accurate handling so that Wales can begin to finish these very promising moves that they keep setting up. Let's go back now then to Athletic Park at Wellington, join Nigel Starmer-Smith again, see if Wales can dig themselves out of trouble.
But we're still set to see a gale force wind blowing behind Wales in this second half. That, I sense, may be all important. We shall see. So Kearns is restarted. Robert Jones. Davies just glides across to make room for himself. And that's a tactic which I felt was somewhat underemployed by Ireland, who might have made greater use of the touchline and kicked more for position to pin themselves deep into the Welsh half. Robert Norster, 23rd cap today. But it's Anderson, Lennon who got possession then. Dean from Kiernan. Dean still finds Willie Anderson, upended on the halfway. And the ball that went forward. Or on this near side, his 56th appearance for the man wearing the number 1 jersey there. But it's Paul Dean, number 10, who's had a couple of knocks early in the first half and may still be feeling the same effects in the small of his back. And of course, the particular significance of this game, as one looks ahead on form, would appear to be that whoever wins it looks set to avoid playing Australia in the quarter-final. So the way England were playing, it would be no great difference, one senses, to be playing England at that stage, but that's the likely outcome for whoever wins or who loses this match. The winners to play the runner-up in Pool 1. And the runner-up in this pool to play the winner of Pool 1. Sid Miller there, the manager. Looks on, suitably anxious. I'm delighted to say that Mick Doyle is looking none the worse for wear after his worries. Across goes Jonathan Davies on Brian Spillane. A tearaway charge by the Welsh as Robert Jones now goes. Jones back to his pack. The drive by Whitefoot. Midfield just outside the 22. Jonathan Davies judged that one for the corner, but it's taken by McNeil. Only for Ireland to be penalised for offside. Head on to the post, and this could be Wales' first points. Bob Norster, well, old campaigner one might say, but a key figure of 23 internationals. Paul Thorburn with his first kick at goal to make it 6-3. No problem.
And the penalty for Wales, the fullback, Paul Thorburn.
So after 4 minutes, Wales quickly within 3 points. Norska was there first. Good work by Gareth Roberts. Support from Norska, now from Richard Moriarty. Robert Jones, sharp reverse pass to Jonathan Davies. That's a magnificent line kick. And Derek Quinnell with Tony Gray there, Wales coach. Quinnell, assistant manager, and delighted with that superbly effective kick down the line by Davies. Evans has been penalised for a bit of stamping. So Kiernan has a chance to clear the trouble.
Online. 41-52 online. 41-52 online.
Deflected by Spillane. Garland looks to have it. Bradley. And Wales have been penalised again on the wrong side. And it looks as though Gareth Roberts may be requiring a bit of attention, as well as one of the Irish players. Donal Lenihan, it is, the captain, just a bit slow to get up, but he's all right. There's Richard Moriarty. Big chance of a pep talk. And perhaps a few words about not giving away penalties, which have obviously cost Ireland, or given Ireland their 2 scoring chances, and Wales having conceded a couple of useful positions for the same reason. Nothing more than a matter of a new pair of shorts for Gareth Roberts. Kiernan places the ball for the touch kick. And waits. About 10 metres outside Wales 22. Deflection was by Anderson. Bradley, Dean, Kiernan, Ringland on the wide outside with McNeil in good support. Beautifully fed pass. And touch about 15 metres out. There's a lovely touch there from Trevor Ringland, who was being held in the tackle but managed to just flick it on to McNeil, who had come up well in support. So that close. Kevin Phillips. Pick up by Moriarty, but the knock-on first was by Collins. Bradley, Dean, Mullins missed out, straight through to Kiernan, chipped through for Crossan to chase. Evans has to turn, but Jones is the man to cover. And in any case, it's Ireland who have been adjudged offside. So the kick from 5 metres out. Jonathan Davies to the right-hand touchline. Big wind behind him. But that can be the problem, to go for too much length, and the direction not good. McNeil trying to scud one along into touch, but it's deflected by Norster to Jones. McNeil in with the tackle. Colin Dean. Paul Dean through to Spillane. And again, it's Evans who's come through on the wrong side. Key figure who's been missing, Stuart Evans, just a couple of times when he's been a bit over-eager and found himself on the wrong side. So Kiernan for touch. He really had to bang that hard just to make, what, 15 metres upfield. There's some of the Irish contingent in good voice. Willie Anderson. Wales ball, number 834. Well, that's favoured Ireland, an advantage being played as McGrath passes on to Spillane. Back to Bradley. Dean, adjudged to knock on. Yes, you can hear what the crowd, certainly the Irish supporters thought of that. But it may just have been touched forward on the initial gathering in by Paul Dean. And Robert Norster. And there have been quite a few stoppages in this game. It's been total commitment from both sides, and inevitable clashes and minor injuries, I suppose, to be expected. Just the one player off for good, Philip Matthews. Support for Limerick. Indeed, good morning to them. Skerry's Jim Glennon's club, of course. Support too being waved in the banners. Looks at ground level. Perfect playing surface. The pity about the dominant wind. 12 minutes into the second half. It's 6-3 that Ireland lead by. Referee trying to get these front nose up. Good sound of the Australian accent. Easy up green. Paul Moriarty channeling well. Protecting Jones. And McGrath had just gone a shade too soon. Well, can we expect a mighty thump here from Paul Thorburn? I expect so, yes. The indication is that he's going to kick for goal from Wales' 10-metre line. And we've seen, indeed, that he can do that. Well, we all recall the 70-metre kick against Scotland. Can he now, with wind assistance, do it for Wales against Ireland here at Athletic Park to draw the scores level? Not on this occasion. Never got hold of it right, and kicked as much of the turf as he did the ball. But that clearance has not found touch from Kiernan. And that's Ring. Puts it cross field. Wales are offside. So they opt for the scrummage back. Just about on the halfway line. The referee, I think, indicating that Wales were drifting offside. This is Mullen. Mullen with McNeil in the line. Collides into Devereux. Still the fight for possession on the halfway line. Wales have it. That was Evans inside to Whitefoot. Taken on by Gareth Roberts. About 10 metres outside Ireland's 22. Jonathan Davies, Mark Ring, Devereux. Hadley across in the line. Thorburn 2-1 here with Thorburn going himself. Inside though is Devereux. Devereux inside the ring. It's a great score. Mark Ring, the hero of the moment, as we can see now, was well set up, and look how effective the extra man Hadley in from the left-hand side proved to be. Got his pass away well. Thorburn now had Evans outside, but he saw the support just in time inside, and then the two centres combined so well for Devereux to give the scoring pass to Mark Ring. A cracking try, and the lead for Wales after 14.5 minutes. This is how it looked from end on. Hadley, you see, managed to make enough of a burst through that tackle to set Thorburn clear. The dummy out to Evans was so effective. Mullen's tackle was all to no avail, and even Bradley's effort couldn't stop. Ring going over. So Thorburn off the post, but rebounding the wrong way. But nevertheless, the important boost of that try, the first of the match, with a quarter of an hour gone. Wales ahead, 7 points to 6. Knocked back by Northner. On goes Paul Moriarty. Now Richard, his brother. Gareth Roberts. The Webb Ellis Cup on the halfway line by the players' entrance. With a long way to go before the final in Auckland on June the 20th. But Wales, I sense, are beginning to take command. But then we've seen Ireland come back before. Kiernan, Thorburn, somewhere outside his 22. Neil waits.
Number 8 and 26.
Maybe we'll crack the code before long. That was number 8 and 26 on Wales throw-in. Knock on by Paul Moriarty. So the scrummage in 15, about 10 metres outside Ireland's 22. Anderson picking up, but the referee had already caught Wales offside on the far fringe. Quickly taken by Bradley. Switches to Mullen. Mullen through one tackle. Looks for support. Too many Welshmen in the way. Down goes McGrath. Halfway line. Bradley again. Dean. Over the head of Thorburn. Back to his 22. Slice. And may not carry out. It is now off for England. England and Spillane together.
Number 8, 21.
Number 21. Wales ball. Just inside their own half. Down at the front. Kingston through very quickly. And back from Bradley to Dean. Found a way outside with check, so look to the forwards again. That's Kingston once more. Initial control lost, but they may yet win it back, only for the whistle to go. Word of praise for Terry Kingston there, I think, from Donald Lenihan. Terry Kingston, 23-year-old. He played for Young Ireland against Canada. And this is his first full cap. Moriarty challenge again for Jones. Davies pumps one up high. The wind will make it useful. Indeed it is. Allows Ring Endeavourer through for spoil. Shoots out the side. Moriarty. Unchallenged Whitefoot. The pass to Phillips was forward. Certain tries spoiled by the final pass. And Whitefoot was trundling through for his moment of glory. Then found Phillips in support, but the pass just a shade forward. It was the breakthrough by Paul Moriarty that set the whole thing up. Managed to get that second fly hack in, gathered it well, and here's the front row union. That's poor Jeff Whitefoot. He'll have to relive that one a few times as the pass just travelled a shade forward to Kevin Phillips. Again, niggling injuries that cause play to be held up. Paul Moriarty, he's all right. And the scrummage is 10 metres from Ireland's line. Again, the referee checking that the Welsh breakaways don't come off the side of the scrum too soon. Dean in trouble. Ringland trying to run out of trouble to his pack. Bradley burrowing through. Gets some forward momentum, but Wales have possession. Jonathan Davies looks for the drop goal. It's given. Sweetly struck. Jonathan Davies, his 7th international drop goal. And a vital score to give Wales a clear 4-point lead. Well, it was Collins setting up superb possession then, and Jonathan Davies had his sights set. Clean through. Great drop goal. With 21 minutes played of the second half, and a certain little look of confidence there, I sense. Almost a smile in the eyes from the 24-year-olds. So, 10-6, Wales back from 6-0 down. Jones, the feedback. Davies, the big kick, but a long way in field. Hugo McNeil. Judged that well. Alongside him, Stuart Evans. Norster. There from Phillips. Jonathan Davies checks. Crosses just lets it roll to its appointed place, just on the 22-metre line. Through is Roberts. Good wedge of support as Wales begin to dominate. Robert Jones now. There's a mass of red jerseys in support. Roberts again. Collins standing off. Takes out 2-3 men to let his pack come in behind and try and set up loose ball. There it is. But the whistle has already gone and Wales have the feed. They begin to pin Ireland within their own 22. About 17 minutes remain. Paul Moriarty tries to duck through the tackles. Paul Dean, though, looks for a counter-attack. And his kick to touch has almost blown back over his head. Des Fitzgerald can't hold. Spillane does. 5 metres out, it's still loose. Bradley in trouble. Still Bradley trying to find a way to get to touch. And opts to give away the 5-metre scrummage as the pressure came from all sides. And Ireland are beginning to reel. Not the celebration kind of reel either. So Wales put in. 5-metre scrum. Again, Moriarty. Well, no knock-on given. Jonathan Davies, the second drop goal. How about that? Coolness itself. Just 3 minutes after his previous effort. 3 more points with the drop goal by Jonathan Davies. Well, it looked to roll backwards, Robert Jones's little fumble. And there's the check off the left foot. And just a little chip kick with the right to add 3 points and significantly put Wales at least 2 scores ahead. 8 drop goals in international rugby. That's just his 14th appearance for Wales today. Jonathan Davies. 13 points to 6, a quarter of an hour to go. And you caught a glimpse of the anxious look on the face of Phil Orr, the veteran of Old Wesley, the 4th most capped today in World Rugby. With a massive effort required now. Phillips has done well. The man, a late call-up for Billy James. Jonathan Davies, teasing ball crossfield, but the wind just carrying it that metre too far, out on the full. Years old, Robert Jones with his partner there, Jonathan Davies. Their 11th time together in international rugby. And a happy partnership it's been. Paul Moriarty revelling in the number 8 position. Collins and Roberts had a significant impact on this game. Now Jonathan Davies has a go himself. Beautifully done. Third dummy. Tries to get the support pass to Mark Ring. That was a certain try on then if it had succeeded. And in desperation, it's scrambled away by Ireland, but oozing confidence now with every movement, every motion, Jonathan Davies. As Wales get well on top.
1962.
They lead by 7 points. And the way things are going, it could well be more. Stuart Evans, his dummy to the pass now, Kevin Phillips. Offside. Kevin Phillips is the injured player. Derry Farmer from the Leeds club. Well, one's thoughts, of course, go to a man who can't wait to get on the field. That's Alan Phillips, who only arrived in New Zealand this morning. And his first question, I believe, was to ask, am I actually in the side or am I going to have to sit on the bench? But Phillips is all right, and indeed he's playing well. So Kiernan into touch, but only about 6 metres or 7 metres upfield. on the mark. And Ireland still on the rack. Wales assert themselves. Initial tap by Moriarty. Austrian support. About 11 minutes remaining. Ireland still backs to the wall, just about on their 22. Wales offside. And of course, remember, Ireland have got to score at least twice. Hence their decision to run it. No, they left it to McKinnon after all. 10 minutes to go, plus a little injury time. Now, still not home and dry yet, Wales, but looking more and more that way. Evans to Whitefoot. Again, the front row in combination. Phillips was the man to put it inside. Collins in support. Still they drive up that far touch line. Just a bit of a dust-up developing. There's some slick handling by the heavyweights. Richard Moriarty and Donald Lenihan, and a clear indication from referee Mr. Fitzgerald about future conduct by both teams. Lenihan and Moriarty contest, and it rebounds off Lenihan to Moriarty. Jonathan Davies took it well, looked for a third drop goal, but the knock-on is already given. It was wide in any case. Ireland beginning to suffer at the hands in this Welsh ascendancy that has come with their wind advantage in the second half, as one sensed it might. Having contained Ireland to a 6-point lead at half-time, it didn't look enough then. Bradley, Dean, lovely dummy. McNeil trying to find Ringland. Thorburn intercepts the tackling on him, but Hadley's the feed man to Jonathan, to Devereux. And Wales again tried to break out. The kick has travelled right across the dead ball line. But I think Wales would have settled for a 22 dropout. Takes them back to where they plan to stay. 8 minutes plus injury time remaining. Wales 13, Ireland 6. An opening game of great significance. Not that the losers in any way are out of the competition, but it makes the qualifying significant. In the meantime, Evans out on the full. The significance, of course, being not just to get a confident start to the proceedings, but also to try and be top dogs in the group. Just to remind you that first and runners-up in each pool of 4 qualify for the quarterfinals. Wales' next opponents, and it's Canada who will face Ireland. Canada having shown already to both these sides that they'll not necessarily any pushover at all, having destroyed Tonga by the margin of 37 points to 4 in the opening match in this pool. Away goes Paul Moriarty. And There's a bit of a gap in the Irish defence. Crossan comes over to cover it, but Wales are there in much greater strength. And there's still possession for Wales. Phillips setting it up again. And held up 10 metres out from Ireland's line. And it's Phillips at the bottom of the heap. Some excellent loose play by the hooker. Came in as Billy James clearly suffered such an early injury blow before the competitions even started. Metres out. Jones, Davies, straight through to Devereux. Devereux trying to find Ring. Irish cover there this time. Bradley, cross from the cross. And a knock-on given in front of the post. So Ireland's put it. It's been a great second half for Wales. And the back row in particular evidence. And of course Ireland with the setback of having to readjust their pack with the injury to Matthews. But now it's Ireland breaking out. Crossan with the feed from McNeil. Covering was Collins. And as you heard the referee say, the ball not forward. Wales get the pudding. Jones carried by the wind out on the full. Just 4 minutes and some injury time to go. Phil Orr still as eager as ever. Kiernan to Mullen, trying to carve a way through, but there's a swathe of red jerseys in his way. 10 metres outside Ireland's 22. McNeil trying to create. Dean, lovely reverse pass to Bradley. Back races Robert Jones for the Welsh 22. Still in play. Kiernan with McNeil outside him. Devereux. And the timing of the pass just wasn't right, and the two players colliding. Devereux coming off the worst. McNeil virtually getting man and ball together then. Devereux taking a knock, but I think he's all right. Devereux, one of the ever-presents of recent days. Since his first cap against England in '86, he's played every game, 11 in a row. And happy, no doubt, and confident with that scoreline standing as it does. A 7-point lead for Wales with 2 minutes now and injury time to go. Jones, Davies, 3-2, but it was a firm tackle from Dean that set Wales backwards. Crossan's fly hack on, rebounds, but Ring recovers, floats it round to Evans, and Ian Evans' kick deflected off Glennon's touch. Ian Evans with not so many chances to show his great skills. A player certain to be closely watched and followed by opposition. Jones, Davies, Ring into the box though on the switch. Where lies Crossan, and again the wind still unrelenting in its force. carries it over the goal line. So commanding performance in the second half by the Welsh pack to mount a tremendous recovery. 6-0 down at half-time, but now it's 13-6 as we come into the last minute of proper time. Norster, back from Paul Moriarty. Jonathan Davies floats it long. It looked forward to me. The referee was close by and has given it. May have been indeed carried by the wind to make that a significant little bit of difference. Injury time being played. Bradley, McNeil and Ringland. No way past Hadley. Inside is McGrath. Halfway line. Penalty to Wales. Ireland in desperation going straight over the top. And a chance, perhaps the final nail, could this be from Paul Thorburn? So reluctantly, Ireland's players trundle back towards the goal line as Thorburn prepares what might be the killer blow. But a 7-point lead already. Really, it looks as though Wales are in no danger. Thorburn then, virtually on the halfway line. It's another great effort, just below the crossbar. Ireland, of course, forced to run. Mullen, Brendan Mullin, good support from Dean. Taken on by McGrath, halfway line. Now it's Lenihan, leading with the captain's example. Bradley dispossessed. A knock-on by Wales. Valiant effort. Clearly a somewhat disappointed looking Sid Miller looks on. Well, that's a good partnership work by the halves there. But it's McNeil as time runs out. Bradley, Mullin trying to create, but red jerseys popping up everywhere to deny them. Two minutes now played of injury time. It stays at 13 points to Wales, Ireland 6. Still Ireland have a go. Crossan on the end of the line. McNeil inside, but the cover's excellent from Devereux. And scrummage has been given. With the ball forward. Wales in no hurry. It's a happy bench down there with Derek Quinnell and Tony Gray, assistant manager and coach respectively. No doubt well satisfied with his second half performance. And indeed the efforts in containing Ireland in the first half that were to prove so crucial. Oh yes. The ball just rolling Wales' way. And Jonathan Davies puts Ireland back on their heels again. Three minutes gone of injury time. Remember, we did have, what, 7 minutes extra time in the first half. Bradley, Dean under pressure, and an ever-present Welsh back row it's been today. Roberts, Moriarty, Collins have stamp their names on the game. And there it is, the final whistle goes, and it's first blood to Wales in the 1987 World Cup, beating Ireland 13 points to 6 in a predictable second half comeback, having managed to contain